This is the Heel the Face podcast. That's Brandon the Icebreaker Clements. This is myself, Jared Wicks. Make sure to follow the program on Twitter at Heel to the Face and subscribe to us on YouTube. It's time for our social media Smackdown segment of the week. So without further ado, let's get to our Twitter question of the week. So our Twitter question of the week, if I can remember to pull it up.
Yeah, very important stuff.
Because I was looking at something.
This is what we do at live podcasts. You know, these things happen.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean happen?
We make it live. We don't edit this stuff. We just do it.
Yeah, that is true. We just do it because we just don't have the time or care. So
no, care.
We care a little bit.
We do. Yeah, I was gonna say we do care a little bit, but we like to give our listeners that nice live feel, so to speak.
So I was just thinking about how Shinsuke Nakamura seems to be kind of in a rut, and
yes, I agree.
I feel like we're what, a year and a half into him being in WWE full time from NXT, and he was the hottest thing going, the greatest thing. He was going to save professional wrestling. He was going to take WWE to the next level, and it just seems like even though he's champion right now, the United States champion, it's really who he's fighting is other people's feuds. It was like Rusev and Aiden English this past week.
It's kind of like he's thrown in.
He was like, yeah, it was like the storyline was them, not Shinsuke.
Yeah, that's true.
So Shinsuke seems to be out. So my question is,
third wheel. Yeah.
Wrestlers are independent contractors, and they've done this before. Do you think they should do this more? And what I'm saying is, should they cut people? Should they say, Shinsuke, I'm sorry, like let him go to New Japan, let him do Ring of Honor, just cut him from WWE until they have something for. I'm not saying go join something full-time, sign a contract with Ring of Honor, but just let him go so that we miss him until you can think of a reason to bring him back. I understand.
So
he's
keep
champion.
him. So would you keep him under contract at that point? So keep him under contract and say, hey, we don't have anything for you right now.
Well, essentially not really keep you under contract.
Okay.
You're an independent contractor. As soon as work is done, you're like, we'll sign you as soon as we can think of something. Like, for example, Rey Mysterio. They brought him at the Royal Rumble. After the Royal Rumble, they're like, you can't really think of something for you to do.
We'll just wait till we'll wait. We'll
let him do the All-In pay-per-view.
Yep.
And now what I've heard is they've signed him to a deal, and he's going to be coming in pretty soon.
So yeah, I was gonna say I would assume maybe at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, so
something like that.
Well,
maybe he'll make.
They didn't have anything for him, so they just they thought a lot of people thought he was going to be at WrestleMania. That whole thing, kind of.
Yes.
Keep it. He shouldn't just be hanging around. If you're not doing anything, quit hanging around.
True.
So 50-50, yes and no on this one. What is your opinion?
I said yes. I think like using the Shinsuke example, why keep his image drag? Like, why drag him down if you have nothing for him? Let him go do some more. Do something more in the business. It's like you're just letting him sit there, like he's the third wheel. It's like you're on if you're on a date with somebody and then you bring your friend. That's what Shinsuke. That's what it felt like when he was in that match on Tuesday night. It wasn't about him at all. It was like we were just talking about. It's about Rusev and Aiden English. So to me, I think he should just. I think WWE should just say, all right, man. Well, we don't really have much for you.
Wait, and it's going to sound ridiculous because this was the other day. Was he even on the Hell in a Cell card? I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think.
And that's
he was.
what I'm trying to get at. That's when I think I wrote this. It was before SmackDown this past week. It was.
Let's see. I'm double checking. I don't think he was though.
Yeah, I don't think he defended that U.S. belt. I can check real quick.
No, he wasn't. I'm just looking right now.
And that's when this question came up, and I just had to refresh my memory there. But yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So obviously on SmackDown this past week, they didn't have much for him, but he wasn't even on the Hell in a Cell card.
And that's for a guy.
So why are we paying him?
Exactly. Why? If he's you're supposed to make him one of the focal points of not only SmackDown but the WWE brand. Why isn't he on the pay-per-view? To me, I think his
because he didn't have anything going. He didn't have a reason to fight anybody.
His character's stale. It's stale. I think I like the the Twitter question. I think it's a good idea. Maybe that's how you would get like the Kenny Omegas of the world. Maybe you keep him here for a little bit, maybe like a year, have him do a couple of cool feuds with guys.
Look what they do with the big guys. Look what they did with Goldberg. You give him a run,
and then see you later.
Yeah, Goldberg after he lost the belt didn't just hang around and just.
All right, I'll say
he came in, he did something, he was there, and I'm not saying
it was cool, and then
I understand with some enhancement talent it's a little bit different, but with Shinsuke Nakamura, I feel like you should be able to pay him enough when he's there so that he doesn't need to be there when he's not.
True.
Like Brock Lesnar, like they do with them. Like they're not paying him unless he's there. They're not just giving something. And I'm not saying Shinsuke's of Brock Lesnar's caliber, but it's the same idea. Like
He's better. Just saying.
well, I mean, does he?
Does he have the drawing power as Brock? No. Yes, I will agree. He doesn't have the drawing power as Brock, but as a WWE fan, I know Shinsuke's
You would
character
say
style.
Fandango's better than Brock Lesnar.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Breezango, that little duo there. No, I'm good. But Brock, to me, I think Brock needs to go to UFC. But I mean, Shinsuke, his character is stale, but I still find him entertaining.
No, I find him entertaining.
It's just he's not in the right field.
And he's got a lot to go. That's why I feel like him just kicking around hurts him.
Yeah, it does.
Let us miss you. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Well, that's what they kind of do that with John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, John Cena's John Cena's situation is a little different. He's in the movies and stuff, but still, like, we haven't seen John Cena since, how long has it been? It's been a little while. I can't remember the exact date, but
WrestleMania. Well,
was it
Greatest
WrestleMania?
Royal Rumble or whatever?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's been a little bit, and then you're bringing him back for this the Super Showdown. So it's like,
What is he doing at Super Showdown again?
it's a tag match.
He's in a tag match?
I believe so. I think it's the tag match with, I think it's him and Bobby Lashley, and then it's Elias and Jinder, I think. Don't quote me. I'm literally doing it off the top of my head right now, but I believe he's in a tag match, and I think Elias. I know Elias is on the other end.
Yeah, I just feel that, like, the thing is, and this is kind of a negative. His health has been great.
Yes.
So a lot of times, naturally, what happens is people get hurt, and that's what keeps things fresh. I mean, Seth Rollins got hurt. Dean Ambrose got hurt.
I think that was good
Finn
for
Balor got hurt.
I hate saying it's good for people to get hurt, but for like Seth Rollins, Finn, and then most recently Dean, especially Dean. I think Dean was getting to a point before his injury where, like, all right, I mean, Dean's one of my favorites, but they were getting to a point, I think, eventually where, like, what we're going to do with this guy. So I think having him go away for as long as he was almost gone, 8-9 months?
Yeah.
So
Before WrestleMania,
people forgot about him for a little while. Like, I mean, we would talk about it, like, oh, when's he coming back? Every once in a while we'd have that brief discussion, like, when's he coming back? I think it was good. I think it's good timing. I do like what they're doing. I know the Shield is going to be in a tag team match, a 6-man tag at Super Showdown, so that'll be cool.
Yes. So essentially, to kind of put this into the sports realm, put him on the healthy DL.
Yeah. I mean, I would just put him on
Take him off the 25-man roster.
Yeah, just put him like it's like a reserved. Like it's almost like there's in some aspects of sports there's like a retired reserved list. Sort of. It's not like he's retiring, but like he's like a reserve, so like you can throw him in at any time that he wants to come back, or if you have something for him, and or you could make some good money off of it, then you do it,
All right, so I think we killed that question. That's a good question. Make sure stay tuned for our Twitter question of the week next week. You can find that on Twitter at Heel to the Face. So let's now get to our tweets of the week. I won't lie, I wasn't really scouring the Twitter sphere this week. The second week in a row, I just not really looking or using Twitter as much as I have been. Very, very busy. But I did find this one. I want to know who runs the China account. So China Joni Lore, which is a verified account, somebody must be running it. And they're been doing the petition to try to get China into the Hall of Fame. WWE makes their announcements for that in January, so they're trying to get up ahead of that, trying to do like a, I guess a Twitter poll, just get the word out. So China's official account has been doing that this week. They said, let fans and wrestlers know it's okay to talk about China. This may be taboo amongst wrestlers to tweet anything about our hero, but just like try to get China into the Hall of Fame. # China Hall of Fame. # WWE. My question is, who runs this account?
I don't know. Whoever it is. Let's see here. It looks like it. Nope. If you go back to it, it says here tweets by China's friend. It looks like
who's off?
Rob. Looks like he's
Rob Polotlo.
Patoilo. Something like
video producer, comedian, musician, artist,
and
social networking manager.
He was the manager. And you can see the picture in his. If you go to his Twitter page, It looks like it's Quiet Cry is the Twitter handle. His picture is him in China. So obviously they were very close.
He's got a video up with China, and I will say this much: I don't know how old this video is, but regardless, I've never seen China so thin.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I sometimes I forget that she's gone.
I don't forget that she's gone.
I do though, because I'm like, I don't like, because like the thing
But
with
she
China,
doesn't even look like China in this video that's posted. She's posting a video of him messing around with China.
the unfortunate part, with her though is, as we're watching a very interesting video here on on Twitter, like I've said before, it's going to be tough for them to get past the image of her being in the adult video world. So, as much as she had an impact, that is something that's going to be highly discussed and highly debated for years to come. I don't think she's going to be in like next year. If she is, I'll be highly surprised.
I think she's going to get in sooner than later. I really do. Mainly, one of the big things to me is that WWE I'm just waiting for the day before they really start to run out of names.
Yeah, but they can stop.
Their big thing is selling out an arena. Their big thing is not so much the prestige, because you can really never run out of names in the professional wrestling world, but their big thing is selling out of arenas. So they have to keep having names, not just names every year that are worthy of a ticket to get 15,000 people. I mean, last year it was probably say there's like 8,000 people there. I mean, it was like half the arena was curtained off kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they keep having to keep getting names that is more than just like a little private ceremony with a bunch of relatives, like Gorgeous George's, great grandson kind of thing. You got to have living wrestlers that's
why I still say WWE, they dropped the ball on Vader. Vader should have gotten in. It sucks because
I think they dropped the ball for the fact that they're putting maybe too many in recently, and they could really be spreading this out.
Maybe cut it down a member or two every year from what they're doing.
Yeah, because the Hall of Fame itself has been about 4 hours long.
Yeah, you don't need it. Just do like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, especially for something that there's no wrestling, it's just talking.
Yeah.
So you could definitely, if they had 2 less wrestlers every year, I mean, that could equal out to be down the road. I mean, that's 5 more shows, essentially, 5 more Hall of Fames.
Yeah.
You could push Mark Henry out.
Yeah, you don't need to put him in right now.
Yeah, you could have pushed.
And then you put Big Show in a little bit later on.
Yeah. I think that's the problem. They're not pushing people far out enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're making the class like, oh, well, at this point, just put them all in. It's fine. Yeah. We don't need it. Screw it. We're not going to do a Hall of Fame anymore. We'll just, it's everybody's in.
Yeah.
That's like that to me. That's like I feel like that's how it's going to be. At some point.
If you took 2 less, it could be more selective, and then you'd have more to choose from every single year.
That's the word, selective. When you put too many people in, what is the prestige behind it? Like when you're watching, like as a sports fan, you got every sport. Like we live in the backyard of Cooperstown. Cooperstown's a short drive away. Not just everybody makes the Hall of Fame. There's been so many talented players that didn't make the Hall of Fame. That's why it's so prestigious. To me, I don't want WWE, the Hall of Fame, to be watered down where it's like, you had 1 title run, you're the Hall of Fame.
What's nice about the Baseball Hall of Fame, too, is there's always people, for example, if you don't have other people, these people who didn't get into the Hall of Fame can then be reconsidered because they're like, well, we need somebody. You know what I mean? So they'll always have people that are out. WWE seems to not have anybody that's out. If you're eligible, you're in, and that's the problem because then they don't have any injured reserves. If for some reason, like let's say Goldberg couldn't make the Hall of Fame, or whatever your headliner is for your Hall of Fame, can't make it. I mean, what is WWE's backup plan? What if, he passes away a month before or something like that? Do they have like a backup headliner?
No. Yeah. No, maybe.
Not really, no.
Maybe. If it's the year where they would like say they had like, I'm just like putting names in there. Like if they had like Goldberg and then like maybe like the co-headliner would have been like Ultimate Warrior. Then you're like,
those were separate shows.
I'm just saying, like guys of that level.
Well, yeah, but the problem is they keep using too many. That like it's just they sell themselves short. I would rather go. I think it's time to bring the Hall of Fame back down to what it was when it started. When the Hall of Fame first started, it was at like a Hilton ballroom.
Yes,
it would be it was like a few hundred people. I remember in Detroit when I went to WrestleMania in Detroit. I didn't go to the Hall of Fame, but it was at a theater across the street, similar to what we have in Syracuse. Fit about 2,000 people,
like a landmark theater.
Yeah, so, it was like an auditorium.
Perfect. That's the way it should be.
The lower level had the guests. You know what I mean? The upper level had the fans.
Perfect.
So there's probably 1,000, 1,500 tickets. They were expensive because there's only 1,500. And again, I feel like the show was like 2.5 hours.
Perfect.
Now, I'm in. Yeah.
I'm in.
Bring it back down. Make it a 2-hour show. Make it start at 8 o'clock and be over by 10:15.
Yeah.
And if there's only 1,500 in attendance, then nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Cares?
Like it's not. There's so much wrestling stuff too going on now. WrestleMania weekend. that if you have something that's not 6 hours long, it's all right. We can have like just a luncheon kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like literally like a luncheon. You go in for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You see something that's not wrestling, not like a wrestling match, but it's a wrestling
last year
show. It's fine.
7 to like 12:30.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That was very long. All right. So what is your tweet of the week?
All right, so my tweet of the week. So I wanted to save this because we were talking Brock Lesnar, of course, because that's your favorite wrestler in the world. So WWE actually tweeted out, "The Beast at Brock Lesnar is here at WWE Hell in a Cell." That's not my tweet of the week. It was the response. A great response to WWE. I found this on Twitter. Absolutely awesome. This is Emmett Gore. I like the Twitter handle at the Greeny T. I like that. So he replies back to WWE and Brock Lesnar. Did he also lose his Jimmy John sponsorship when he lost the title? Because he wasn't wearing a Jimmy John shirt.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was all there.
When I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, did he lose? So that is that part of his like in NASCAR? Like you have like all your.
I
sponsors?
feel maybe because he was trying to go as like a person and not as like a competitor.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, wait, he always like even no matter what though, he'd always wore some cheesy shirt that had the.
Looked a lot thinner.
Yeah, he did. I think. Well, here's the thing. He can't fail a drug test now in UFC, so I think he's a little bit thinner, a little tinier. Now he's still a big guy, but not what he was before when he was taking a little extra something.
So that's going to do it for our social media smackdown of the week. Follow Brandon Clements on Twitter at Icebreaker21. Myself, Jared Wicks. Subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us overall on Twitter at Heel to the Face. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the show. Till next week, we'll talk more Raw, SmackDown, Super Showdown, all that other nonsense. This has been the Heel to Face Podcast. See ya.